Well, you had some thoughts about the whole Tay-K case. You said, my main point of wanting to do this interview is because everyone around the world right now is saying free Tay-K. And they're so saddened by this 55-year conviction followed by this 80-year conviction. But all three of us juveniles, Tay-K, Pimpies, and me, we were all offered ankle monitors and 10 years probation in the Ethan Walker case. He had a second chance, but he decided to cut off his ankle monitor and made the Ray song, which made it very difficult for me when I took this case to trial, which led me to a 20-year plus conviction. I had two judges tell me that I enjoyed being sex trafficked after law enforcement testified that I was the victim. I would never have been at the crime scene if it wasn't for my traffickers. I did not set up this robbery. I never had a phone or a car. I didn't know any of my co-defendants besides my traffickers. And ultimately, I wouldn't be free today if the DAs truly thought I set up this robbery. I was forced to take a probation deal. And now I'm still on probation and stuck with a felony conviction for the rest of my life. I have degrees that I can't use, and I've spoken to the Senate to pass laws. I helped pass the law where you have to be 21 years old to work at a strip club. I work to help children who are trafficked and forced into criminal charge and have no voice and no help.
Mm-hmm.
Is that pretty accurate in terms of what you're thinking right now?
Oh, yes. No, it is accurate. I think, the whole world, the internet is a very dangerous place. And that's why I've never, wanted to come out and do this interview. But, everybody's sitting here saying, free Tay-K, he needs a second chance at life. He's gotten multiple second chances, and the way that the route that he took, affected him and everybody behind him. Just like my conviction affected me and everybody in my family. People don't understand what you do in life doesn't just affect you. It affects it affected the victims in the case. It affected their family. It affected your co-defendants. It affected you. It affected your family. And so I think the world is so desensitized to the fact that people died. In the case where he's with Mark Salvador, they're saying he was, the alleged shooter. His family has to go to this courtroom and, basically hear and see, the videos and footage of him dying. I know when I went to court, I didn't even know that anybody had died in the beginning. But when I go to court, they're showing the video of Ethan Walker taking his last breath in front of me in court. So, when you commit these crimes and, whether it's allegedly, whether you did do it, whether you didn't do it, I don't know, But I have a paralegal degree, and the way the law works, is he's gotten chances, and he's also taken it to the very limit of his life. Like I've seen his sister talk bad about me. I've seen his uncle get on there and say I was the mastermind. So was I the mastermind in his first case, the second case, the third case, or the fourth case? Because I didn't make Tay-K do anything. I didn't make him go inside that house and do anything. He was his own person. I didn't make the grown people go in there and do anything. I did not set this robbery up. I did not get anybody robbed. I wasn't anybody's girlfriend. I was a victim, and I was being trafficked. And even if I willingly was a prostitute or anything, that's unheard of in Texas and any other state. This is not a willing thing. You cannot willingly say, please sell me for sex to grown men because I'm 13 years old. That's unheard of. So everybody's saying, you're not a victim. You willingly did this. It's illegal. That's literally why you walk inside of a nail salon and they say, see something, say something, stop trafficking. This whole case has so many layers to it. I could tell you so much stuff that has gone on in this case. But, nobody wants to tell the real. Nobody's going to stand up and say, these DAs are crooked. These judges are crooked. These jury people are being charged wrong. They're making an example out of kids. How is it that, all three of the kids in the case, me, Pimpies, and Tay-K, we weren't on anybody's stands. We didn't go testify in anybody in court, but all these adults are going to point the finger at the children in the case. It just makes no sense to me.